What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and Ethan and I and our special guest AJ are going to be doing our Week 10 NFL picks and preview. We're going to see if AJ can dethrone Jerry this week. But before we get into that, Ethan, pretty successful week last week. And then speaking for myself here, not a good week. I had a lot of close games that just didn't go my way, and Ethan, they all went your way, it seemed like.
Yeah, but hey, that $20 is coming my way, man.
I don't know, man. We got a while. Don't hold up. But AJ, this is what you got to beat here. My girlfriend is in last place. So look, you got to pretty much get at least over 500 this week to not be in last place.
What a plan.
All right, let's get into it. Oh, wait, teams on a bye week. We got the Bengals, the Texans, Giants, and Bears. So none of those, not really any fantasy implications there other than on the Bengals, but let's get into these games.
All right, week 1, Thursday night, tomorrow night, we got Baltimore and Miami, and pretty much a clean sweep across the board here. All of us are going with Baltimore as they've looked really good over these last few weeks. Something to note is Marquise Brown and Lamar's connection this year has been outstanding. And, Brown had his drops early in the season, but he's really kind of limited that these last few weeks.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And plus that running game is going to be really hard to stop for the Dolphins. So that's why I'm taking the Ravens.
Primetime Lamar is just a different level of Lamar Jackson. And that's why I ultimately picked Ravens. So.
All right. Another clean sweep. We got the Falcons heading into Dallas to face the Cowboys. They're 9-point favorites. They could cover right here. I think this is a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a big wake-up game since the Cowboys got upset last week. So the offense is going to be moving, and expect a big win from the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of there too, just because I think this game means a lot to Dallas because, they pretty much got blown out last week. And if the Falcons can pull off the upset here and win this game, this Falcons team is slowly a sleeper team come playoff time because, 5-4 in the NFC right now. The NFC is just up for grabs pretty much after, I would say, the Cardinals looking like the 1 seed. But right now, if the playoffs entered today, Falcons would be the last seed in, which is very interesting. So, another win here would, boost them up.
That is crazy, yeah.
But for another game here at 1:00, we got a really good CBS game in the Saints and Titans. All of us are going with Tennessee here, but to the Saints' credit, Trevor Siemian has looked like, just 1B, it feels like, for, Jameis Winston and his play. Haven't missed a beat there, and Kamara still looked really good. But to the Titans looking that good and beating the Rams last week, I feel like that's just kind of why we all feel super confident about this Titans pick.
They're red hot.
I think the Saints could win it if they run the ball, if they pound the rock and control the time of possession, they got a shot. And I think they could do it, but I'm going with the Titans.
Well, we got a very interesting game here as Ethan and you and I are going with the Colts. And then AJ, let's talk about this Jaguars team right now.
No, I'm a big Indiana guy, and it seems like every year it's always one game the Colts just drop one. Jaguars every time, always drop one. And to me, this one, they just came off a win from the Bills. Even though it really wasn't a great win, but I mean, I still think they got it in them to get another one right here.
Yep, a win's a win. But no, Colts are winning that.
All right, Ethan, you're going with the Browns here.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I think they're going to control the clock, play really good defense, and it's going to be one of those like 16-13 type wins for the Browns, and I think they're going to pull it out. I'm not a big Mac Jones guy.
See, that's where you're wrong. I think Mac Jones and Bill Belichick have finally turned the corner this year, and, they struggled early, but, I think the Dallas game where they lost to the Cowboys at the end, that since that game, this Patriots team has looked like they've been a top 10 team this year. And I just think they can continue it here, especially with the Browns' COVID problems in the running back room. They may be able to play. Chubb and Hunt may be eligible to come back. It'll I guess, depend later in the week. But as of right now, I think it's the Patriots game to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense is star-studded, man. J.C. Jackson is unbelievable, dude. And he's probably one of the best corners in the league. So that's my big thing is the defense. So Patriots.
All right, we got a clean sweep. I think it's pretty obvious the Bills are going to beat the Jets this week, 13-point favorites. There's no way they're dropping 2 in a row to the Jaguars and the Jets.
Yeah.
So this is the lock of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's my lock for the week too.
And then we got your guys' Steelers here going against the 0-8 Lions. I feel like this is pretty much, could be another lock. But then again, we were talking before we started here that this would be the game that the Lions would win for some reason, just because the Steelers team is kind of up and down, and you still really don't know what team you're going to get every game. As you saw on Monday night, they were pretty comfortable lead, and then all of a sudden started choking it away, but came to win. And I think this game is just going to depend on Najee Harris. If he can, control the clock, run the ball out, I think this is a Steelers game in a blowout.
Yeah, I think I could definitely see the Lions pulling it out, like you said, because, we were talking about it. It's just that type of game that the Steelers would lose and the Lions would win. But I think if we're thinking football smarts here, I'm taking the Steelers. That defense is going to be crazy this week. And Hines is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
And another clean sweep here. We got the Bucs going against Washington, and I think this one explains itself. Tom Brady after a bye week, that's pretty much going to happen, guaranteed win, it feels like, even if it's on the road. And Washington has looked pretty terrible this year. There's not really much to be said about this matchup, I guess, other than that.
Kind of the same way here. Sam Darnold will not be playing this week, and I'm not sure about Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray or not, I'm taking the Cardinals. Just a better overall team.
Yeah, the Panthers have looked really bad for the past couple of weeks.
The last 6 weeks they've looked really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
not seeing it
shows that that last week they didn't even need Kyler Murray, to scramble around, throw the ball.
Right.
They have James Conner. They just depended on him.
Exactly. They didn't
took over.
either.
And then I think the best game of the week, you got the underrated Minnesota Vikings at 3-5 going against the Chargers, who, have looked sloppy at times, but have earned this 5-3 record for sure. And we're all going with the Chargers here. And I just think that Herbert, last week really showed that he can dictate a game, holding the ball for the last 7 minutes in the fourth quarter and pretty much icing that game. Really showed that this Chargers team is a new team than the Phillip Rivers era, where it seems like they'd always blow games at the end of the year and at the end of the quarter. But I think Chargers here and Brandon Staley are going to get the win and move to 6-3.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think you're right about the Vikings too, being a very underrated 3-5 team. They can do it all pretty well. They don't really do anything poorly. But with that being said, I just think the Chargers have this more special quarterback, and it's going to come down to this. It's going to come down to that. It's going to be a really close game, taking the quarterback.
Well, we got another clean sweep here, going with Denver. That upset win against Dallas last week really showed that, I guess, they don't need Von Miller. The defense played spectacular, pretty much limiting Dallas to 0 points until the last 5 minutes when it didn't matter. And this Philly team is kind of just, not what we're expecting halfway through the season. And I think it's just a safe bet here to go with Denver in the Mile High City.
Yep, I agree, especially at home.
Yeah, Philly's only thing that scares me about Philly is their run game is very bad. That's why I couldn't choose them this week, because they just don't have it back there. They got 3 backs who are only getting 5 to 10 touches a piece.
Yeah,
and
it's a disaster.
Yeah, it's just bad.
And then, all right, so Ethan, you and me are going with the Packers. I'm going with my Packers here. And before we get into it, OBJ is the top favorite right now for the Packers. He really wants to go there. So maybe by this time, OBJ might be dressed up in a Packer uniform and playing this game. But as of right now, he's not. And hopefully Rodgers can return in this game because it always seems like Rodgers and Russell Wilson against each other is a really good game.
Yes.
So I can see why AJ is going to Seahawks, even though I spelled that wrong. But I don't know. I just can't pick against my Packers here at home.
I'm going to go Seahawks because you got Russell Wilson and Chris Carson are both expected to come back this week, and Chris Carson's a big part of that Seahawks offense, man. So I'm gonna take Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm with you, Quinny. I'm taking the Packers as well. If Aaron Rodgers comes back, it should be right back into the offense, and they should just be good to go.
Mm-hmm. And then the Sunday night game, which the Chiefs, I would say this is a must-win game. And it's just that AFC West is pretty competitive this year. You know, with the Raiders, obviously 5-3, Chiefs 5-4, Chargers 5-3, and who else is in it? Denver, right?
Yeah.
And they're 5-4. So really, that's anyone's division to win this point in the year. But I think if the Chiefs can win this game on the road in LV, I think the Chiefs are going to be back, and you know that's going to really take them to the next level.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and I'm picking them as well. I think they're just a better team. Raiders are kind of a disaster as well, kind of like in the same situation as the Eagles. So I got the Chiefs.
I took Raiders here because the Chiefs looked very bad last week, and it looked almost too bad to even pick up a win here. I'm gonna have to go Raiders at home, even though they both had struggles playing at home on Sunday Night Football. I'm gonna go Raiders.
Hey, breaking news: the Jets are starting Mike White. So if you guys want to change your picks,
No, I'm still going with Buffalo, man. Still going with Buffalo.
For the Monday night game, we got the Rams and the Niners. And AJ, with the 49ers.
Yeah, and 49ers, man. I mean, I feel like George Kittle has a big game this week. That's all.
He did go off last week.
LA's coming off a pretty rough loss to the Tennessee last week, so I think they keep playing down their competition. I think the 49ers are going to pick one up right here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I just think they're the better football team. 49ers have not looked great, except, I mean, they looked okay last week, but just haven't been winning football games when it matters. So Rams better team. On the road or not, taking the Rams.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you there, and I think, you know, the Rams have something to prove. Last week, I think they got comfortable and got caught up in Derrick Henry's not playing, so I think we'll be fine. And it really showed that Stafford had a bad game, really his first bad game, you could say, part of this team. And I think he's really going to prove it on primetime football. And I think the Rams here win big. And also because I picked the 49ers to suck this year in my preseason rankings, I need them to keep losing.
I need them to start winning.
Yeah. But Ethan, take it away.
Hey AJ, man, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no
Best of luck this week. Hopefully you beat Jerry. But until next time, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Bench Buddies are out. Peace.
She never called back.